welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do something a little different for this video. Today, I want to go through my 6 tips on how to improve your Division 2 conflict gameplay. Let's say you're a new Division player. As a new Division player, you head over to YouTube and you search for build videos that claim to make you invincible in conflict. You settle in on one that has a ton of views. As you watch the gamer tear through whole teams in conflict, you're sold. You head into the game, you spend hours, days, maybe even weeks farming the exact gear pieces with the same attributes, and you slap it all on. After copying the build, you hop into a conflict game prepared to completely dominate the opposing team and wow your teammates while you're at it. Instead, however, you die repeatedly. So, you run a few more games thinking, I just need to warm up or get used to this build, but the outcome is the same. Now, you're frustrated that you wasted your time. You copied the build exactly, and your experience is still vastly different from the gamer that used it. So what are you doing wrong? You're playing with builds that don't mesh with how you play. So tip number 1 is to make sure that you use builds that fit your unique playstyle. For example, if you struggle with aiming, you might benefit from using Sharpshooter class as it has increased stability, making it easier for you to hit your target and to land your shots. Guns that have good stability include the Police M4, CTAR, and THOW. The FAMAS is good too, but it takes some practice to manage the recoil and this weird sway that it does. Also, for beginners, I'd recommend starting out with a lot of armor to give yourself some survivability while you're figuring things out. Tip number 2 is to be a team player. It's always nice to see how your performance stacks up against your teammates, but running solo, thinking that you're going to wipe the entire team often backfires, and you just become an easy kill. Being double or triple teamed sucks, and being murdered by the entire team sucks even worse. No, you guys don't need to travel in mob fashion across the map, but at a minimum, it's a good idea to travel in pairs. You can watch each other's flanks and provide cover fire if your teammate needs to step out of the battle to apply a medkit. This is not to say that these pairs should be on opposite sides of the map, because there's obvious benefit to the rest of the group being within the vicinity of one another in case the entire opposing team decides to make a group strike. Tip number 3. Everyone does not and should not focus fire on a single target. Group battles occur frequently in conflict, and nothing gets under my skin more than when everyone decides to shoot at the exact same target. This creates the fish in a barrel scenario, where the team is getting picked off because no one is shooting at all the other available targets, who are most certainly shooting at them. If you see 2 of your teammates shooting at one target, look for other nearby targets. This leads me to my 4th tip, which is to employ situational awareness. Aside from not focus firing on a single target, using pulse is a great way to locate opponents on the map. Running blindly for an entire match is such an inefficient way to play. As I said earlier, being mobbed by the enemy is no fun at all. So, employ some situational awareness. Picking up on that last tip, my 5th tip is to not be a sacrificial lamb when you are playing solo. I'm an aggressive player. I like 1v1 battles whether I win or lose. Not all players are like that. Some players are campers that like to hang back and let their opponents initiate the battle. Once you become aware that you're playing with campers that will not follow you or back you up in battle, you should hang back as well. While it is my least favorite way to play, I literally start cursing during games like that, running into battle alone and dying unnecessarily will result in me simply just cutting my console off. Recognizing how your teammates play and modifying your own approach accordingly will help reduce your frustration and keep you playing the game. My sixth and final tip is to practice by playing solo. The majority of conflict players I come across are in clans. I enjoy playing conflict with my fellow clan members, but I make it a priority to run conflict solo sometimes. When you play with your buddies, you recognize their strengths and weaknesses, and they do the same for you. It's common for a group of players to complement each other's playstyles. So naturally, over time, you become complacent, and conflict runs become very comfortable for you. The problem is that your skills are not being challenged, and without challenge, you aren't going to get any better. Since Division can't be bothered to match players by skill, I often find myself on teams with players who haven't figured out their playstyle yet, so I have to work hard to compensate for that. All in all, it makes me a better player, and I'm grateful for the experience. And there you have it, my 6 tips on how to improve your Division 2 conflict gameplay. Let me know what some of your tips are down in the comments. If you made it all the way to the end and enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.
Rogue, explosive seeker mine.